We all build these routines, these little comfort zones, to make life just a bit easier. But what if that ease is actually making us weaker? Today, we're going to dive into this powerful idea called the padded cell and figure out how to break free from the invisible prison of our own comfort. This quote, it just hits you, right? It gets right to the heart of this paradox we're all living with. We build this fortress to keep us safe, but the longer we hide inside, the more it starts to feel like the walls are closing in. It becomes a prison.
So let's really unpack this metaphor of the padded cell, this place where our comfort becomes a cage. It's such a great way to think about it because, like any good trap, it doesn't look like a trap at first. Honestly, it starts out feeling like pure paradise.
And at first, yeah, the padded cell is amazing. It's perfectly controlled, it's totally safe, and it's predictable. There are no surprises, no tough demands, just easy contentment. But, and this is a big but, that state of absolute comfort has a hidden and pretty dangerous cost.
And then it starts to happen. So slowly you barely even notice it, the walls begin to creep in. The range of things that feel safe or doable starts to shrink. The challenges you're willing to take on, fewer and farther between. Your entire world and your ability to live in it just gets smaller and smaller.
And this is the tragic endgame. The comfort that felt like a warm blanket is now a straitjacket. The cell gets so small it's basically a coffin, and it's just suffocating your potential. And look, this shrinking isn't just a metaphor. It's a real biological process. It's called atrophy.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the atrophy of ease. This is the hidden cost of a life that's built around avoiding challenges. It's the steep price we all pay for running from the struggle. Atrophy is a basic law of biology, right? Use it or lose it. We get this with our bodies. If you don't use a muscle, it withers away. But here's the thing. This applies just as much to our mental and emotional muscles. Our resilience, our courage, our ability to solve problems. If we don't give them a workout, they just waste away. So when you boil it all down, this is the fundamental choice we're facing every day. On one side, you've got the path of challenge, which leads to growth, strength, and resilience. And on the other side, well, that's the path of ease, and it's a direct route to atrophy, weakness, and fragility, where even the smallest unexpected problem can completely shatter you.
Okay, so if the choice is that stark, why is it so damn hard to leave the cell? Well, the answer usually comes down to this internal tug-of-war between two very different forces: motivation versus discipline. And let's be honest, most of us are betting on the wrong one.
Come on, we've all been here. It's 3 a.m., you're wide awake, and you are just filled with inspiration. You're going to wake up early, go for that run, you're going to change your entire life. That's the motivation ghost. But then, that 6 a.m. alarm goes off, and poof, the ghost is gone. Reality hits. You hit snooze, and that moment is completely lost.
And that really gets to the core difference. Think of motivation as your fair weather friend. It's awesome when it shows up, but you just can't count on it. Discipline, on the other hand, is like the responsible older brother. It's not always fun, but it shows up every single time. See, motivation is an emotion. Discipline is a system. So how do we go about building that system?
Okay, so if discipline is the key that unlocks the door, how do we actually build it? That brings us to the solution, the escape protocol. This isn't about wishful thinking or waiting around for inspiration to strike. Nope, this is a practical, step-by-step plan for breaking free.
The whole strategy starts with something called calculated discomfort. Step 1 is micro-exposure. Just do one tiny uncomfortable thing. A symbolic punch against the wall of your cell. Step outside into the cold for just 1 second. That's it. Step 2, build the muscle. You repeat that action every day, and you slowly, gradually, increase the difficulty. Turn that 1 second outside into 5 seconds. Step 3 is about designing your environment. You have to make the hard choice the easy choice. Put your running shoes right on top of your alarm clock. You engineer your world so that discipline becomes the path of least resistance.
So what happens when you actually commit to this protocol? What does life really look like when you step beyond those walls? Well, the transformation is, and I mean this, it's profound.
This right here, this is the ultimate payoff. The very same walls that used to trap you are now the foundation that you stand on. You haven't erased your past, you've repurposed it. You've turned it into a platform for growth. And from this new vantage point, you can finally see the huge, amazing landscape of opportunity that was always there, just waiting for you beyond the walls.
And that brings us to the final and really the only important question. The goal here isn't to tear down the whole prison in one night. It's just to make a single dent, to take one small, deliberate, uncomfortable step. So the only question left for you is, what wall will you punch today?